It's in the budget. So anyway, no marina, elect me, I'll make sure that $525,000 is immediately removed from the budget. Thank you.
It's not in the budget, guys.
Read
you can
online.
Excuse me.
You voted for it. It's online. There it is.
All right.
If you would please maintain decorum, and while one candidate is speaking, please do not interrupt. Thank you.
We've got a special presentation. This should be good. Thank you.
Mayor, Commissioners, I'm Dave Netterstrom, 1 Yell Drive, Cocoa Beach. I'd like to thank Mr. Caragina for allowing this topic to be placed on the agenda kind of at the last minute, but it's an important one. I've been in your situation before. I've sat up there and I've been in this situation probably twice. One of those situations where you start, you think you're doing the right thing, you go down a path, more information comes out, the public gets more involved, and then all of a sudden it kind of just blows up, and then you got to do 180. And I've been there. I think it was the initial rollout of the pay cell phone plan downtown. That was a disaster. And red light cameras. So again, even though maybe we'd spent some money and we're going down a path, the public came up and said, no, this doesn't work for Cocoa Beach. So tonight, I'm just asking, I know this is a special presentation. You don't have to take any action. You don't even have to talk about it. But I am talking about the marina. And lately, I've been hearing, I think we've all been hearing an awful lot of commotion about it. And there's a lot of people in the community that are opposed to it. And then recently, I was at a forum, and one of the commissioners, as part of the forum, had made a statement that no, I was against it, or we killed it, or it shouldn't be in the agenda anymore. So again, I'm tired of talking about this, and I just want to put the ball back into your court. And if you guys want to talk about it and take some action, then the ball's in your court. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you. You don't want to elaborate on anything?
I don't need to elaborate at all. I don't want to, I think the community has spoken on it.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Skip.
The agenda item, asking us to pull things from the 2026 budget. And I just want to say that the 2026 budget is not even close to being solidified. The budget cycle doesn't start until next spring. To advertise, as your agenda item said, your request to pull things out of the 2026 budget, this is not the time for that, and these aren't the people that are going to be approving that 2026 budget. So basically null and void.
Thank you, Skip. It's not in the budget, Dave. I said that before, and you keep reiterating. Not only are you reiterating, but you are misinforming the public with flyers after flyers, week after week, saying that we put this in the budget when we didn't. I think it's really disingenuous to try to mislead the citizens. What is in the budget is the feasibility study. The feasibility study is something that lets us know whether or not this is feasible economically, environmentally, location-wise. It could be near the hospital building. We don't know where it would be best. Parking, traffic, all that. When we present something for a feasibility study, it's because we don't know the answers to something. And I think, why not put this out to the voters and let the voters decide whether or not they want a marina or not? We shouldn't have to do that. That should be something that the voters decide on. But as a voter, don't you want to have all the information possible to make an informed decision on a vote? I would think that this feasibility study would give you an informed decision so that you can make your own decision whether or not you think this is feasible. Not us. I don't need this marina. None of us need this marina up here. It's something that could possibly benefit the residents, keeping taxes lower and creating a nice amenity for the city. So I say let the voters decide with a referendum in the future if it's even feasible. We have no idea. It's already in the budget for the feasibility study. If we cancel now, we cancel a contract. Now, you're a great politician. I mean, there's no doubt. You've run for 5 different offices in the last 10 years. You know, this forum is not for political grandstanding. And I feel like if you really cared about this subject, where were you for the last 2 years, or actually even longer than that? You've been gone, but now all of a sudden you have a desire to be involved. After 3 years, you quit and you ran for clerk of court less than 6 months later. After that, you ran for port commission. You quit 2 months into that election. Then you ran for county commission, and now 2 years later, you're running for mayor. Every single election cycle, and you come up here for political grandstanding, and it's not what this forum's for. It's not fair to the residents to mislead them. It's not fair to slander this whole group up here or our management with flyers saying that we're incompetent or we're trying to mislead people. I just want to say that I'm disappointed. Leadership does matter. And I think Skip had it right, though. The residents really do matter. That's all I have to say. No. You already had your speech. You had your time. Anybody else wants to say, you're welcome.
Carolyn, do you have something?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to say, I mean, yeah, that 450K, we specifically voted that off the budget. It's in the list of projects that we want to do, like capital improvement projects. The 75K, actually didn't vote for that, but now that we've started it, I think we should continue on the feasibility study. I mean, we've put that money into it. Let's finish off the next part of it, or we have nothing to show for it for the money we spent. So I think we should keep the budget the way it is. This is misleading, and I'm kind of disappointed about that it shows up on the agenda like that, because we specifically voted that 450K down. So that's all I have to say on this.
Thank you.
So I think part of the confusion, you know, there's terms in whether it's budgeted or in the budget. So we pushed the 450K out of the budget into next year's budget because my position was there's no way we're going to be able to take the findings and turn that into execution. But I think we owe it to the residents is what is the scope that we're on contract for? I've never seen the contract. I wasn't in the bidders conference. And I think that might settle a lot of the things of what they owe us as a city, their findings, the timing, you know, what are they on contract for? And I think that might put to bed a lot of the concerns. We say, hey, there's 75,000 of sunk costs from last year. We got to continue this. I support that because I would love our city to be where we're tight on $75,000. We piss that away on other things. So I agree with you. You know, we've been discussing this. This hasn't been hidden. We discussed this for well over a year. It was approved in last year's budget, this time a year ago. So we knew it was on the radar. But I think if you can just describe what was in that RFP or the statement of work or the city manager, whoever owns that contract, that might answer a lot of concerns from residents.
Can we bring that up? You do the details and bring that up at our next commission meeting, city manager?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can get it to everybody.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
I have one more comment.
Did everybody get to comment first how they wanted to, or did you have anything to say, Josh? or-
Based on what was said, I think enough is said.
Kudos to you for thinking outside the box. It's truly what the residents want. I don't want to push this. I don't need a marina, but we have to look for revenue sources. We're
I agree.
deficit spending. So
And that's why I said I'm
kudos to that.
fully on board with letting the residents decide whether or not they want to move forward after the feasibility study.